Hi guys, welcome to this session in a Microsoft project. In this module, I want to show you why you should not just go 100% complete on a project task. So what I've got on the screen is a small project, as you can see. What I'm going to do is change this view to the tracking gantt and the tracking table. So this is the entry table and the entry gantt chart, as you can see there. So if I just do that first off, if I go to tasks and select the tracking gantt. Now, what a lot of people tend to do in projects is, I'll just move this over a bit, is that they would automatically default to using these tools. Now, there's nothing wrong with using these tools, except if you say something is 100% complete because you've done it, it means that the actual duration is as it was recorded, and the actual manpower was also as it was recorded. Now, that might be the case, but quite often that is not how it happens on the ground. So I want to save a baseline on this one. So to do that, I'm going to Project and Set Baseline. Just take a snapshot. So there's 11 baselines altogether, one non-numbered and 1 to 10, the rest of them. That's the default one. Okay, so that's a snapshot in time. So this is a tracking gantt. And before I do anything else, I just need to move the start date so we can see everything. Just put it to today, and that should bring everything into view. So there is the tracking gantt. You can see there with the percentage complete, but this is not the tracking table. If I go to the View tab and Tables and then select Tracking, you'll get this sort of table coming up. And if I move this dividing line across a bit, so you can see all of it, not that far, come back a bit. So what I want to do on this is use this, because this is how I think you should track and update your project plan. I can still do 100% complete. I'll get rid of this column because I don't want that one, using this tool. But what you should do is use the actual duration of a task. So the actual duration, it's saying there remaining one duration, actual duration. Let's say that it's meant to be 1 day according to that. If I put this to 2 days, it means that the task is complete, but it did not take the planned 1 day. It's taken an extra day, and you can see that movement off the Gantt chart there. Look, it's moved it off. And then if I go on the next one down and say this was planned for 1 day, if I say that was 2 days, same thing's going to happen. And I'll say that one was 3 days. And then you get the issue there where it's moving off the default baseline markers there. These charcoal ones are the default baseline marker, and it's moving forward off it. Now you can also do this. So if I just that is a milestone. So that is the only one that I would suggest that you should do 100% complete on, because it's just a milestone. There's no time to it, and that's complete. But what I'm going to do on this one, let's say that this was meant to take 1 day, but we actually did that a bit quicker. So I'll go 0.5 of a day, and then you'll see what happens there. It says there's 0.5 remaining because that's half of 1 day, which is great. But I've completed this task, so remaining is a column I'm now going to use. 0 time remaining. So now that's tracked back. I've saved myself half a day. And that's how that would work. Now also, rather than just using the actual duration, you could do the finish date. If I select a finish date here, I'll come into this. It's due to finish on the 23rd, 24th, 23rd. So if I go 24th, once you do that, it populates everything with 100% complete. And it actually was planned for 1 day, which took 2.5 days because there's a half a day there. That's why it's split like that. And it doesn't do it if you select the start date. So if I select a start date, say the 29th, that doesn't fill this in because that's just going to move this forward. Only when I actually fill this in with the actual duration will that then populate the finish date and the percentage complete. I'll put 2 days for that one. And then these two are milestones, so you can do the 100% complete on those, and then the whole project is complete. So you can see the impact of any additional work that you've had to do. There's no resources on these bottom tasks, it's just on the top ones. If I go back to the default Gantt chart, you can see that. I'll just move this over a little bit and change the table so you can see the default table. So view tables, go to the entry table. Yeah, so there's only resources on the top 3 tasks. That's why there was no additional costs being added on these tasks as I completed them. But that's all I want to talk about in this little video. How you should update your tasks rather than using the percentage complete on here, which is a bit vague and not accurate. So hopefully this video is of use. Thank you for your time, and I'll catch you on the next one.